Alrighty then, welcome back to the Wake Up Call Friday morning. It's 7:41 on the ticker. DJ Lano and yours truly, Crystal, on the inside, right here on Extreme FM. All right. I was just reading something there, making sure, I'm just getting something in there. So this talk segment here, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You gotta make sure that it's up there. Great, wonderful. At Extreme 104 SVG. So you can hop on over if you wanna see. All right. Now, there's a particular concern here, and it has been a concern for some time since we learned that Rainforest Seafoods is coming on board and the level of investment. People started to get worried. Although some of the people who were getting worried, quote unquote worried, were just like naysayers. But here's a response. Here's what a fisherman had to say. Right? I'm taking this from. Let me get the correct name of the YouTube channel, St. Vincent Untold Stories. All right, let me share it for you. Okay, come on.
I'm here with Donald Providence, and he always give me information when I want it. I come over here. He's very cooperative.
First of all, you should have never said so. But anyways, tell everybody where you get information from.
Donna, what's going on here? It's the first time we've seen redfish, and I can't even get the gone now. Why are we not, locals not getting any fish in St. Vincent? What is happening?
Well, the problem, we have lots of companies, foreign companies now that buying the fish. So even the local boats catch your fish, they're selling all the fish to the foreign people because they're paying a little more.
They're paying more?
Yeah. So, and all the fish, these fish is going overseas. Right?
All the fish going overseas?
Yeah.
So even if we want to pay the amount of money that even when they pay the money that they are asking, you think we'll get our fish?
I don't think you'll get it because they're even buying the kitty fish. Normally fishermen will give away. They're buying those fish.
Those little kitty that on the pond?
Yeah, they're giving those. They're buying those also. So this is to tell you just now. Just now, Vincent, you have to stick with the Jackson Rabbit.
Jackson Rabbit, so they don't buy Jackson Rabbit?
No. And you know if they're buying lots of redfish, then they have to use these small fishes to catch the redfish. Yeah. So then that also will make you get a shortage in the Jackson Rabbit.
Thank you very. So just now your job might be on the line?
Yeah, right now it's been threatened.
All right, thank you very much for the problem.
And that is coming from a local fisherman, a concern from a local fisherman, a concern from somebody who is actually in it. And in the video, he was actually there scaling some red fish. Now, Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Saboto Caesar, the Prime Minister don't reach back. He actually reassured Vincentians, right? And this is what he had to say at the official opening of Rainforest Seafoods in Caliacua. All right, let me share what he said here. Let's go. All right.
The housewife in San Souci, the housewife in Lauders, the housewife in Caliacua. Sometimes they ask the question, so if we put so much of our marine resources in these facilities, will we have enough for ourselves? And I want to say this to all Vincentians, that we are going to ensure that there are sustainable measures put in place to protect and to ensure food security and food sovereignty in this country. Under our watch, fish should always be affordable, accessible, and available.
All right, so I think I can stop there.
You know why? One thing I pick up. he said he's going to ensure. He never said there will be. Going to ensure, and he said should.
So, do you want me to play it again?
Yeah. He said
All
should. He never said there would be.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That was my point. Good stuff. Good stuff.
The housewife in Sanssouci, the housewife in Lauders, the housewife in Caliqua. Sometimes they ask the question, so if we put so much of our marine resources in these facilities, will we have enough for ourselves? And I want to say this to all Vincentians, that we are going to ensure that there are sustainable measures put in place to protect.
Okay. So now English is a funny language. And you could interpret this as saying that there are plans in place to make sure that St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that the people have access to fish, have enough fish to sustain us, first and foremost, and that fish is affordable or remains affordable. What it could also mean is that they already have the plans and policies and checks and balances, maybe on paper, but in terms of implementing, that's what he means by are going to ensure. So you could take it either way you want. Either they're not really ready yet, or they're ready, but they're just waiting to implement. I want to go on the safer side to say that there are some things that would have to be done throughout the course of the running of the businesses, or it's several businesses actually, not just one.
You mean they can't they give us first preference?
Okay, so but then if the fishermen have a choice whether or not they want to sell to the folks at the fish markets as opposed to selling them to companies for export, then how do we control that? Right? If I get in $20 a pound from Jack, but Julia is buying at $10 a pound, why am I going to sell to Julia when I can make twice as much money from the first person?
True.
You understand? And that was what the fisherman before was alluding to. That, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Crystal, this is a very, very, very complex problem to solve. And I don't think the local fishermen right now are capable of catching enough fish to supply the rainforest and supply local markets. That's when these boats that the government is gonna bring in, gonna help. Now, we're talking about sustainability, right? And we dropped the ball before rainforest was even a conversation on sustainability. You know what's the main problem with fishing in St. Vincent? Pollution. The runoff from all the houses in them that goes into the rivers that end up in the sea, that's killing the coral reef in them. Example, like you. When I was a little boy, I used to snorkel down Jackson Bay and see the same kitty fish in them brand them was talking about in that video there. As a young man, and year after year when I go home, no fish not there again. You have to go further out to see the same fish and them you used to see closer in. So before we start to talk about sustainability, each and every Vincentian need to realize we killing our fish population by washing our clothes and the water run out in the gutter and the gutter run to the river and the river run to the ocean. Killing the fish in them.
Some of the products that we use to wash as well,
All of the
they're
products
not
that
like
we
biodegradable.
using.
Not all of them.
That we using.
Some of the washing detergents are quote unquote safer than others.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Anybody have an aquarium? Take a little lick out of that detergent that you claim to be safe and put it in your aquarium if you have fish home and you have to be fishing them. They tell us it's safe for selling purposes because a lot of these, that's a side effect of capitalism. And this whole world of green and organic, a lot of people that's putting organic. If it's derived from organic material, we could put organic on it. So if me get a Edo and me add diesel to the Edo to make the Edo not spoil, I could call it organic based off the laws. That's just to put things into context. And I'm saying, but we have to have a grey water system that planning said they was going to put on every house. I inquire about these things. And according to the law, that planning have you supposed to filter your runoff water into a grey water system before you release it back to the environment. How often has that been implemented?
That is in place?
So, yes, that has been in
Absolutely.
place for years.
What
That
you
has
say
been
in
in one of
place?
my-
That we supposed to filter the water before it go in the gutter?
One of my friends who's in construction tell me that years ago they have this thing called a grey water system that's supposed to be put on the houses.
That is for residential people?
Yes, residential.
So you are
new
telling me
homes.
that nobody never come no time to my memory and come and remind Vincent Chance for do that?
Well, correct
that
me
is
I'm
in
wrong, but
place?
This is in place. That's
You
what I
sure
was
it's not for
told.
like hotels and things?
Man, these supposed to be on homes, Crystal, because if you filter the water, a filtration system filter the water that you running off when you bathe and your soap and your Irish Spring and your leather and your blue soap and all them things. And let me tell you another great good killer of the fish in them. The mosquito smoke thing that they just spray the melatonin.
How they
When
reach
that-
in the water now?
It's water vapor.
Oh,
When the
okay.
rain come and that stick pan when you spray that smoke and the smoke the stick pan the leaf. When the smoke because if you get a clot, for example, Crystal, and let them spray that into the clot and let the clot dry. That residue is still on the clot. So if you wet the clot now, the residue washes off the clot and go down. You have to talk about microscopic. Just because we can't see it with the naked eye doesn't mean it doesn't happen, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
All
that same
right.
melatonin is banned in a lot of countries. So we have to really take this sustainability thing serious, and it's not the fishermen and them we have to worry about. By the time we get to the fishermen, the war is already lost, you know. So sustainability has to be each and every one of us, what we put into the environment that runs off, because 95% of the communities in St. Vincent are on the coast. So what we do affects the fish directly.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? But
Fish and
with
coral
that said,
reef,
you
yeah?
know, yeah, but with that said, I don't think we were tapped into our resources, and we have to, like they say, they have things in place to make sure we are sustainable. But I would like to know what those things are, because guess what? Me have plans to build a house, but me broke.
All right. Thank you so much.
You see what I'm saying? Me have plans to buy a car, but me have no life. Me could say something, but as long as me don't have things in place, is it going to come to pass?
Well,
But
we would
saying
have to
something
wait
and doing
and see.
something- We will have to wait and see. Well, just like how they was going to clean up Kingston after Carnival, now they're talking about December, but that's another topic for another day.
Yes,
So big up
please.
yourself. Happy Friday, and it's a good look. And like I said, I was wrong about rainforest, because the fishermen them eating a good food, and we have
Yeah.
to
Even
just
so,
move
so
the
yes.
thing and try move it forward.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying?
All right. Thank
Yeah,
you
man,
very
big up.
much. Have a good day. 4571043. Let me play a little bit more from what Minister Caesar shared, right?
And to ensure food security and food sovereignty in this country.
I feel like a call coming. Oh, no? All right. Let's go.
Under our watch, fish should always be affordable,
Not the watch that was fixed the other day by opposition leader.
accessible, and available. This started, of course, with a clear expression of a political will. But the political will alone and the discussions at cabinet alone cannot bring dreams to reality. The legislative framework had to be put in place. And before the end of this year, we are going to see through the parliament of our country a modern Fisheries Act. We are
On that point, thank God. Thank God for development. Thank God for foreign investment. Because maybe we would have seen a modern Fisheries Act next year,
Get a call.
or the next year, or the year after that, or the next term, or in the manifestos. Thank God.
Try again.
On that note, how about that? 7:10:43, right? On that note, it is a good thing whenever we tap into new markets at a higher level, no matter who it's coming from, at a higher level. And then we realize that we do not have policies in place to deal with expanding certain industries. I can recall, like, looking at the media, a ton load of things are happening with fisheries, fishing, over and over, over and over. Just the other day, and I'm pretty sure that it was this week that we shared, right? Let me get it. That we are going to procure a hyperbaric oxygen chamber to treat divers locally.
Yeah, for those with the bends.
Yeah. When we talked about the metaphors, we had to change the policy. We had to change the law. So it's a good thing that with foreign investment, our local industry could be improved further. However, though, it's just a teensy, very small bit of sadness that we didn't put as much vigor into like further development. Like like okay, like this is like we got 10 fishermen, but like we didn't put as much vigor into it. I guess it's because the demand wasn't so great, so there was like no need to. But however it comes, however development in terms of the law and policies, however they come, me grateful, me welcoming. Me just wait for the sexual offenses one to okay.
Somebody was saying they need a fisherman's union.
Don't they have one? I'm pretty sure they have one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have one too.
They have a group. Yes, they have an organization. They do.
Right.
They do. Now there was something else, right? And actually, we're out of time. We're out of time, so we gotta go. But I could just mention it because today's Friday and what's not. All murder accused should undergo psychiatric evaluation. So says the DPP. All right, and I could throw it out a little bit for you. Director of Prosecution Sajila McDowell says everyone who is accused of murder should undergo a psychiatric evaluation before being charged. Let me take the call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. I come in here out of time, so I can't expand.
Well, go ahead quickly. Go ahead. We'll facilitate.
Good
Go
morning.
ahead. Good morning. What's up?
Yeah, I keep hearing so many things being spoken about, but you don't see the results in terms of our overall development. Anytime foreign people come here, from wherever they come from, and they get certain concessions that they would argue for and that they would benefit from, because you hear it's an investment and they have to make money or they have to make a profit. So in terms of our fishing industry, who have to safeguard our people? I heard the minister, a bit of the minister there saying that under their watch, fish will always be affordable.
And available.
All right, very good. I hope that happens. I've lived long enough to see all kinds of promises and so on go to naught. Me not just coming up. Me ain't just come. That's why I can speak
So they can go on politics now.
authoritatively on a lot of these things. Ministers come, ministers go. They speak, they build up people's expectations because they want to get their support and all of that. But you should be told, I would still like to see the average fisherman, or maybe not the regular fisherman. I would still like to see those of us who still pull the seine on the beach. That in itself, is natural. It's an original thing that happens in St. Vincent. I couldn't tell when last to see, well, I haven't been going there on the beach to see where they pull up seine and all of that. But that is part of our history, if you understand what I'm trying to say here. Because there'll always be the poor among us. There'll be those who can't buy fish, like Dave Roberts, even though I eat a lot of fish in my life. But because of the prices low, I can't buy fish. So how are we going to solve that? Maybe some of us are more fortunate than some. We can go, we can make the orders and buy how much pounds of fish at X amount of dollars because we got the money to pay for it. But what about those of us? Fish is an important protein, right? I
Yes.
don't know how often
It's
you
one
eat fish.
source. It's one source. It's one source.
I
Omega
don't know
3
how
as well.
often you eat fish. And there's a variety of fish that I would have eaten over the years. And, you know, I don't see some of them now. They are the popular ones. But poor people fish, I still hope that poor people are able to get their fish. You know what fish they're talking about? The usual, the sprat, the robin, the dodger. You see, I know the different varieties, you know, because I love my small fish, especially if I fry them dry and that I can always make a gravy, you know. But some of us get so highfalutin. We want with salmon and this and that, and here we want with salmon from overseas. Have a
Okay.
good day, my dear.
Same to you. Thank you very much. We're into the 8 o'clock hour. I will leave as we facilitated the call. It took up a little bit of the time. So I would leave the psychiatric evaluation. Boy, here we go again. I will leave that for after. All right. We're going to head to a quick break and come right back.